Assalamu alaikum, brothers, sisters, and respected scholars. I want to begin, of course, with congratulating all of you and to the Imam of our time on this blessed occasion, on the Eid al Ghadir, which is a very special Eid, one that one of our Imams, there has been a riwayah which said that this is a greater Eid than the Eids that we have. Outside of the Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, this is considered an even greater Eid. Because the other two Eids are very important. But this Eid is for what? The Eid in which our deen was completed. الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينُكُمْ. This is an Eid that is very special because of the fact that Islam was completed for the Holy Prophet. So this was a very special moment. And because of that, of course, we, alhamdulillah, are part of a very special group. We're so blessed to be part of this group. A group that not anyone can join and not anyone has the blessings to be guided with. And this is the group of Shiyat Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. This is a group of those who are the followers of Maulah, the ones who celebrate this special day. When the Holy Prophet took Amir al-Mu'mineen's hand alayhi salam and said, "Man kunta Mawla fahada aliyum Mawla." We are the ones that accept this. And we are the ones that celebrate it. But to be Shiyat Amir al-Mu'mineen is not something very easy. When Maulah says that, when the Holy Prophet says to Maulah that, Ya Ali, anta wa shiyatik fi jannah, that doesn't mean that just because I have that title of Shia, just because I accept Imam Ali as my Maulah, that's not enough for us to say that we can get into Jannah. If it was that easy, then everyone could have just accepted it and lived whatever life they wanted to. But we see that there's a very famous riwayah from Imam Baqir alayhi salam, when he says, أَبْلِغُ الشِّيَةُنَا أَنَّهُ لَا يُنَالُ مَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ إِلَّا بِعَمَلٍ. Imam Baqir, he says, tell our Shi'as, our followers, so I'm discussing about all of you. When I call all of you, I say, Imam Baqir alayhi salam, he says, tell our Shi'as, every single one of you, that no one will ever receive divine blessing or mercy except through their actions. Our actions have to follow our beliefs. Because if our actions and our beliefs don't align, then there's a kind of a cognitive dissonance. There's a break in between the two. And if we don't have them aligning, either one changes or the other. So we should make sure that our actions can also align that. But we're going to ahead of ourselves tonight. First, I want to, of course, lay the groundwork of what Eid al Ghadir is and what we are celebrating. Because for some people, there's only a certain extent that they understand it. And when they're questioned about Ghadir Khumm, they answer with, I don't know enough about it. But we have to make it our tasks as the Shia Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam to be able to truly understand this day of Ghadir. So when we're ever questioned about it, we're able to truly understand it, how this day is such a special day. And of course it begins by the Holy Prophet ﷺ during his 10th year after Hijrah. This is one of the final years of the Holy Prophet, and he's going to Hajj al-Wada. He's going into his final Hajj in his life. He knows that he is going to pass away soon, so as a result, he prepares himself for a final Hajj. And he goes and he visits the Quranic Kaaba, he visits the house of Allah, and when he's about to leave, they leave the city of Mecca, and they go back. And on the way, they stop at a very famous pond. And this pond is known as what? Khumm. So this is Ghadir Khumm. This is the location in which the Holy Prophet has stopped everyone. Now what we need to understand is this is not just a random place in the desert in Hijaz. Rather, this is a place that when they decide to leave in their own paths, whether they're going to Baghdad, whether they're going back to their other cities, everyone needs to know that this is where everyone says their goodbyes. Think of it like an airport. When everyone comes to Hajj and they want to go home, they go to the airport. And that's where they say their Khuda Hafizi with everyone. Everyone, they says their goodbyes and they leave. The Holy Prophet stops everyone in this place, in Ghadir Khumm, on a very hot day. And for some people, it's said that there's up to at least 30,000, up to even 100,000. So the Holy Prophet, he wouldn't stop anyone or be the cause of anyone being, very in discomfort, if not for a special message. And that special message is where he wants to stop everyone and he wants to explain it. So he stops everyone here because he's received a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what is that message? Ya ayyuhar rasul, balligh ma unzila ilayka min rabbik. Wa in lam taf'al, fama ballaghta risalatahu. He says, O prophets, reveal what has been sent down to you from your Lord. And if you do not reveal it, and if you do not do this action, it is as if your whole mission was never revealed. It is as if you've never revealed anything from the single points. And those who understand logic understand it very simple. It's saying that, O prophets, from the 23 years in which you were spent sending your message, if you don't give this specific message, this one statement, then this whole 23 years has been for nothing. So this is an important if, right? This is an important point in which we need to understand. What is this if? What is this? وَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلْ. Then we have to understand what this taf'al is. This balagha. This thing that has to be revealed. And we know that the Holy Prophet, upon hearing this, he stops everyone. He stops everyone and he begins a very famous sermon. Now the sermon is very long and I don't want to go into this sermon and explain all of it, but I want us to just get the gist of it. At the end, the Holy Prophet, he takes Amir al-Mu'mineen's hands. He takes Maulah's hands, and everyone knows, Man kunta Maulah, fahada Aliyyun Maulah. Whoever I am his Maulah, Ali is his Maulah. And we need to understand this point. Some people, no Sunni, or the large group of Sunnis accept this rawaya. They accept this hadith. They accept the Ghadir Khumm. But where do they try to change the points? That Maulah means something else. Maulah cannot be anything else but a leader. The Holy Prophet was given such an important statement. The Holy Prophet was told to reveal what has been sent down to him, and if he hasn't, did he just stop to tell everyone that Ali is his friend? Is it such an important statement that he said, if you don't say this, 23 years of your message is going to be as if it was never revealed? No, I cannot accept that. Rather, I accept that this final message is a message in which the Holy Prophet had appointed Maulah as the leader after this. As the Prophet has appointed Imam Ali alayhi salam as the leader after them. This is an important point that we have to note. That the Holy Prophet, he would not have disturbed anyone except if there was such an important message to give. And now we want to give our next fundamental points. Another verse comes down after this very blessed day. And what is this? اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after this is done, he says, today I have perfected your religion for you. I have completed my favor upon you and chosen Islam as your way. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala And the Mufassirin, of course, they have tied this rawayah to this special day. So in a day in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ, in which Allah tells the Holy Prophet that today is the day that the religion has been completed. What else could Ghadir Khumm mean? What's for this religion to be as a result of Amir al-Mu'mineen's appointment to be fully completed? So these are the fundamental points that we have to understand. When I celebrate Ghadir, why am I celebrating? It's because today is the day that the religion has been completed, in which Maulah has been chosen as the successor of the Holy Prophet, the one to lead the Muslim Ummah. And now we want to switch over to our important topic tonight. Now I accept Maulah as my leader. Is that enough for me? Can I say that I'm accepted and I will enter heaven? We have a very famous verse in the Quran. Those who believe and do righteous deeds are the best of creation. The Quran says that these are the best of creation. The Holy Prophet, when this was revealed, he said to Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says, who are these best of creation? He says, it is you and your Shia. He continues, Ya Ali, on the day of judgment, you and your Shia will come towards Allah, radiyatun marziyah, you'll be very pleased, and you will be well-pleasing, and your enemies will be angry, and their heads will be forced up. Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says, who are my enemies? Who are these people with their heads up? The Holy Prophet, he replies, he who disassociates himself from you, and the person who curses you. And glad tidings to those who have reached first under that shadow of al-Arsh on the day of resurrection. Imam Ali alayhi salam, he then asks, who are those people who are under that shadow? And then the Messenger of Allah, he replies, your Shia ya Ali, those who love you, salawat. And I've spoken in depth about what this love is for Imam Ali alayhi salam. And this is a topic that I love to discuss. Or rather, I want to discuss an important point here. Can a lover love the beloved if he's not following their actions? Can I say that I love someone and then go against everything that they teach? I cannot be a true lover in that way. So those who call themselves a Shia al-Maulah, they say that I am a true follower. I am from the party of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Am I following Amir al-Mu'mineen? This is a question on the day of Ghadir. When we come here today together and we gather and we pledge allegiance, again we renew our allegiance to our Imam, to Amir al-Mu'mineen. We have to look inwards and ask ourselves, am I a true Shia? The one who will be under that shadow, that arsh, on the day of judgment. Because if I just say I'm a lover, and you see my actions are completely against who I love, am I a true Shia? Of course you would say no. And that's why we said for Imam Baqir, no one will ever receive the blessings of Allah. No one will ever receive the mercies from Allah. Illa bi'amal, except your actions. And it is only your actions that you're able to truly go into heaven. Love itself cannot be enough, because that's a false love. A false love is a love where you say it with your words, but it's very hypocritical in nature. That you just say that you love it, but your actions don't show that. Just like who, for example? We have someone like Zubayr. Zubayr, who was such a lover of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And he was always with Maulah. And the Holy Prophet, he said there would be a time where you would be on one side and he would be on another. And he said that's impossible. I could never be on one side and Imam Ali alayhi salam would be on another. But then we see that the battle of Jamal occurs. And in this battle, Talha and Zubayr, they fall into their nafs. And as a result of their nafs, Talha and Zubayr is on one side, Maulah is on the other side. These people were there when Imam Ali alayhi salam began and he rose up to his position, when he claimed his imamat, when he said that I am the imam. There's no khalifa other than me. These were the people who stood. But when they were tasked with trials and tribulations, when they were tested with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they shift over. Then you see that they are on the opposition of Imam Ali alayhi salam. We have to make sure that's not us. We have to make sure that when we say that we are the true lovers, when we say that we're the Shia, our actions there correspond with it. And we're going to be tested. The Ahlul Bayt will be tested. Everyone will be tested. And when you're tested with difficulties, it is only then when you can see that if your actions are aligning with your beliefs. And that's what we mean by that. The best leadership can be available, but if there's not proper followership, if they're not being a proper follower, then what's the point of such a leader? We see in the story of Harun, the brother of Musa. Harun alayhi salam, he's there with Bani Israel when Musa goes onto that hill, when he goes up the mountain. And when he goes up to the mountain, Harun says, do not worship anything else. But when you see the golden calf is brought, the golden cow is brought, Bani Israel, they worship that cow. Then what's that point of the leadership of Harun? If the people who are meant to be the followers don't truly follow. When the two ones who are the followers, they go against him. And we have to have that as a lesson for ourselves. When the Imam of our time, he arrives, are we ready to be the true followers? Or are we like those who say that, Ya Imam Zaman, I'm here. I'm here to answer your call. When you say, Hal Nasir Yansuruna. Well, we will be truly tested at that time. And we have to prepare ourselves for that test. We see in the battle of Siffin in Maulah's life, we see that there are those who said, Ya Ali alayhi salam, we're here to fight for you. And they fight. And they go to then they fight against Muawiyah. And when they're 2 lines away from Muawiyah and they're ready to attack him, when Muawiyah brings up the Quran on the spears, they say, we cannot fight these. They are Muslims like us. Maulah says, attack them. This is our chance. There is nothing else. We are 2 lines away from Muawiyah. We're from this fasiq, from this person who is spreading mischief against us. They say, we cannot. They don't accept that command of Amir al-Mu'mineen. When Malik Ashtar says, I will do it myself and I will attack these 2 lines. They say that you're not allowed to attack those 2 lines. These are Muslims. They are those who have raised the Quran. When you have the Quran natiq, when you have the speaking Quran on your side, how can you accept such lies of an opposition? So these are things that we have to keep in mind on this day of Ghadir. When you renew your allegiance, say that, Ya Maulah, I don't just say with my words that I am going to be your follower and I have given allegiance with you. With my actions, I give my allegiance to you. Because in that time when Imam Zaman alayhi salam, when he arrives, then we have to be ready to answer to his call. And when Imam Zaman says something and you're not able to answer or you're not able to follow his command, then only then will you be able to truly understand if you're a Shia Adali alayhi salam. And only then can we understand. So inshallah, Ya Allah, we ask you to make us one of our the true followers of Imam Zaman alayhi salam. And Ya Allah, we ask you to make us the best followers of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And Ya Allah, we ask you to make us the best of the worshippers, the ones who love you and the ones who have found you to be the only one worthy of their worship. And Ya Allah, we want to ask you to bring us close to our Imam and make us one of his loyal companions. And Ya Imam, we ask you to keep us away from this evil, this shadow that you have created, and bring us towards the khair. And Ya Allah, we ask you to guide us to the straight path, the path that leads us to you. And we ask you not to take away from us from this world, except if you have forgiven us. عجل اللهم في فرج مولانا الصاحب العصر والزمان.